What if we told you that two people can live comfortably in Thailand for less than most Americans spend on a house payment or rent alone? And we're not talking about roughing it and living in a tent. We're talking about a condo with a swimming pool, a gym, a kitchen, high-speed internet, laundry facilities, and all the comforts you need for everyday life. In fact, more comfortable than some people have in their everyday life.
Yes.
So today we're going to show you exactly how we spend each month slow traveling in Thailand, where our money goes, and why this lifestyle has been one of the best decisions we've ever made.
Yeah, and stick around until the very end because we are going to share with you some of our new resources that we've created that will help you start planning your retirement journey as well.
So let's talk about the main thing, the accommodations, and specifically a condo that we have stayed in and are staying in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the biggest expense. It's housing.
Yeah,
Our condo in Thailand costs us just shy of 450 a month.
that's it.
450 a month.
That's crazy.
I said it twice because you heard me right. Now, before you think that it's some tiny room with a mattress on the floor
No.
and a bucket to wash in, it's not. It's a For this price we get a private condo, full kitchen, swimming pool with a lazy river and sauna, fitness center, high-speed Wi-Fi, coin-operated laundry, very inexpensive, by the way.
Yep.
Air conditioning, security, and an excellent location.
Yes. And one of the biggest surprises for us is how much value you can get in Southeast Asia for your money. It's crazy. Back home, most people spend $12, $15, $2,000, even $3,000 a month on their home, their rent or their mortgage. And here we're spending less than $500, and we're still enjoying so many amenities, and a lot of those things we wouldn't be able to have back in the United States. We only had a pool when we lived in Arizona for a year, and other than that, we haven't been able to have a pool in our housing in the United States. But in Thailand and Southeast Asia, we have one for less than $500 a month.
And because we're slow travelers, we're able to get some less expensive monthly rates versus a week or rate or even a daily rate. Yeah. But one of the biggest secrets of making this lifestyle affordable. That is one of the secrets is being able to book and book for extended periods of times.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that we spend our money on in our monthly budget is food. So when we recently went to the United States in 2026 for some time to spend with family, we spent over $1,000 a month on groceries. And that didn't include any food out at restaurants because we couldn't afford it. And it was just crazy how much food prices have gone up in the US. But when we're here in Southeast Asia, we spend maybe $400 a month. We've increased our budget a little bit over the past year from $350 on food to $400 because we want the flexibility of doing whatever we want to do and having those little special pastries and little sodas and things like that. One thing we do in Southeast Asia is we love to go, we're not coffee drinkers, but we do like to get specialty drinks. Like when we're in the US, we like to go to Starbucks and get a refresher. And when we were in the US recently, we got a refresher and it was $8 for a drink with sugar in it. And when we're in Thailand, we can get these yummy owl drinks that taste just as good as a refresher, and they're like 50 cents. So it's crazy. So we increased our budget to $400 because that allows us to do whatever we want to do and eat whatever we want to eat. And that means going out to local restaurants. Street food is one of our favorites. We go to the grocery store and get a few things we need. We can go to the soda, coffee type shops and get specialty fruit drinks.
Starbucks there too.
Yep. And then an occasional splurge meal if we want to try something fancy like the Chocolate Factory or something like that. The one thing that we love about Thailand is that eating out is often cheaper than cooking in our hotel room or our Airbnb. We can get a delicious local meal for just a few dollars.
Again, we're not talking about ramen noodles. This isn't a college budget. We're talking about eating fresh fruit, vegetables, seafood, chicken, local Thai dishes and other specialties, and really enjoying our food. And again, some days we cook, not very often. We found that we were eating out a lot more than we were cooking in, and because it was really cheaper to a certain extent. But overall, about $400 a month, and we can't be happier than that. And we're well fed for that. We're not skimping on much at all.
Yeah, we eat whatever we want. Another thing that we spend money on when we're traveling is transportation. We don't have a car. We don't rent a car. So transportation could be things like getting a Grab taxi or taking a subway type, SkyTrain type thing. Or they have the little trucks that come by that you can hop on and off. I can't pronounce the Thai word for it, but these trucks are really, really reasonable, like 30 Thai baht, and you can go pretty much wherever you want to go. So we budget around $10 a month. Some months that might be a little bit more. A lot of months it's nothing because we like to have our accommodations where we can get to them by walking. So we intentionally choose a location that we can walk almost anywhere we need to go. Granted, sometimes it's too hot to walk a lot outside. So then we have to decide, do we want to walk? Or do we want to just hang out in the pool? Or what do we want to do? Or do we want to get a Grab taxi and go somewhere?
And you can get Grab is, think of it as Uber and Uber Eats and things like that. Grab will go get you food too. They'll bring food to you.
And it's really cheap. It's not like in the US where you pay an extra third of your price. It's really, really reasonable to get Grab food delivered. So that's an option too if it's too hot and you don't feel like going out. But like I say, we intentionally book our accommodations so that we can walk places. We love being close to grocery stores, restaurants, beaches, shopping. Walking just becomes a part of our daily lifestyle, and it's really good for us to walk and exercise and get that health benefit from it too.
Yeah, and again, when we do need transportation, there's plenty of options, more than we've experienced here in the United States. Thailand offers affordable options, local buses and subways and metros and things like that. But we aren't commuting every day to work. So transportation simply isn't a major expense for us anymore.
And like we said, we're retired, and the few things we do on our computer, we just do from our Airbnb room. There are a few other expenses that you can choose or not choose. Some people like to add some insurance to the mix, and we Safety Wing is a travel insurance, and it's important to us. And it's just one of those things that you hope you never need, but you're glad you have it if something comes up unexpected. We have used it, and to us it's a benefit. And even though healthcare in Southeast Asia is super cheap, it's just nice to have that safety net.
Yeah, and there's adventures you might want to do as well. So we set aside some money for what we call our adventure fund. That's for things like maybe a day trip, an attraction, maybe a weekend getaway, special experiences. We've done, I don't know what it was flower folding. We went to a Vietnamese destination amusement theme park that was really neat. Riverboat trips, things like that. Keep in mind too, if there's a lot of things you can just do that are free, short of getting to where you're going. One of the things that was shockingly inexpensive to us were the movies that are movies that you can go and see. And typically you can go see a new release movie, the same release time
in English,
sometimes ahead of the United States release date. And I think the most we ever spent on a movie last time we went to one was $8 for both of us. For both of us, including a drink and popcorn and a snack.
Yep. Anyway, there's so many things you can do. Our retirement adventure budget is not very much money in Southeast Asia. But you know what? We didn't retire and move halfway across the world just to sit in the condo room all day long. So
Mhm.
we have experiences that are a huge part of why we chose this lifestyle.
Yeah. So let's talk total monthly budget here real quick. When you add everything together, our monthly spending typically looks something like this. Housing around 450, food about 400, transportation on the conservative side 10. Insurance and miscellaneous costs varies depending on the month, and then our adventure fund depends on what you want to spend. A lot of stuff is free,
Yeah.
or you can pay for things that
Maybe you
and even
decide.
those aren't that expensive, honestly.
For sure.
So
The amazing part is that our entire lifestyle often costs less than many people spend just to stay home and sit on the couch. So we've learned so many things. And one thing that we've learned is that most people don't need more information. They just need a starting point. That's why we've launched our new website, and we will put that link in the description. We've created digital tools, guides, worksheets, and resources that are designed specifically to help people begin planning their own retirement travel journey. So whether you're trying to figure out your budget, decide if retirement abroad is even possible, or you simply want a roadmap for getting started, we've built resources to help make the process easier for you.
yeah, it's like a one and done thing. And we want to emphasize that, look at the website. There's a link in the description so you can check it out.
This lesson that we've learned is
Yeah.
that retirement doesn't have to look the way everyone tells you it should.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. And there's more than one way to retire. For us, this meant simplifying our lifestyle spending intentionally and choosing experiences over stuff.
Yeah.
And if you enjoyed this video, which I'm thinking you probably did,
hit that like button.
Subscribe. Watch for our updates and our new videos and our new things that we're doing. And that's the easiest way to keep track of what we're up to. And if you have any questions, comments, things you want to know more about, things we didn't talk about enough, please drop us a note. We'd love to interact and help you with what we went through.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of help along the way too.
Let us know, what is your biggest question about retiring or traveling in Thailand or Southeast Asia? We'll see you on the next adventure.